Today we're going to be checking out the Razer BlackWidow V4. This is going to be a first impressions video and we'll be doing an in-depth review in the near future. So what's included in the box is the keyboard, of course, a wrist rest with some really nice leather that feels like it would be used in a Mercedes G-Wagon, a USB-C to USB-A braided cable, a keycap puller, as well as a key switch puller on the other side. And then of course an instruction manual with some stickers inside. First impressions with this keyboard, the clicking is amazing. And to compare it to the Razer BlackWidow V4 Pro, you're going to see how much better this 75% keyboard sounds. So here we go. Here's the regular V4 Pro. And here's the 75% V4. The 75% keyboard sounds so much better, in my opinion, than the V4 Pro. The 75% keyboard is going to be using the orange switches, while the Pro full size is going to be using the green switches, which sound much more clickety and clackety. The reason the 75% keyboard is going to sound much better isn't necessarily because of the switch types, it's because it has a soft dampening layer inside, and this is going to be also a lubricated keyboard. Unlike the Razer Pro, this thing doesn't have any soft dampening layers, and it's not going to be using lubricated key switches either. So this is going to be the first keyboard by Razer that is going to be fully customizable, meaning you could remove the key switches, you can swap out the keycaps, and then you can mod this thing however you wish. Previously with Razer keyboards, all you can do is just swap out the keycaps, but with this one, you can swap the key switches out. And let me show you how that's done. So to pull a key switch off, all you do is you attach this part here, you insert the key like that, and then it comes right off, and you can see the orange switch right there. Now, if you want to actually remove this key switch, all you do is you flip it over to the side that has like the two little teeth at the end, and you grab it from the top and bottom. And just like that, the key switch is going to be pulled off. And a little close up here on the key switch, you can see that it does have two pins at the bottom that register to the logic board. And then the key switch is going to be orange, which feels very similar to browns, where it's going to feel tactile, and it's going to be similar to blues, but without the loud clickety clack sounds. And that's the cool thing about the 70% keyboard by Razer. They're starting to let users actually mod their keyboards with the key switches. So if you want to use another switch from Razer, you totally can, or you can use an off-brand that's not Razer, and you can put those key switches in here, and you can really customize how your keyboard sounds and feels. Aside from the key switches, in terms of build quality, this thing also feels really great. It does have some aluminum trimming on the front side here, and as well as the top over here. And on the back, you're gonna have like a full plastic build, and you're gonna have adjustable legs that have grips on them. And you're gonna have two levels of adjustments for whatever ergonomic stance you prefer. And this wrist rest that it comes with is gonna be made of this nice leather material with the Razer logo embedded onto there. It's also gonna be magnetic on this side, and you just simply add it to the keyboard like this. And then when you move your keyboard around, the wrist rest is always gonna be attached, so you're not gonna find yourself having to correct it from time to time as you're using the keyboard. Now, personally, for me, this did not feel very ergonomic, so I found it more comfortable when you actually prop the legs up to the first level over here, those shorter legs. And then if I put the keyboard down near the wrist rest, this feels much more comfortable for me when typing on it. Now, this is going to be a wired keyboard that connects via USB-A to your computer and USB-C to your keyboard. And you can see the RGB lights are really nice and beautiful. And if I take off the wrist rest here, you can see on the side you also have this really cool line that glows. And these lights can be customized in the software to any color that you wish. And you can also change the pattern at how they glow. Now, I found that the lights were personally pretty bright in general. That's how Razer traditionally makes their keyboards. They really like having the lights nice and poppy. Even without a white backplate, I felt like this thing was pretty vibrant, and I was pretty happy with how bright these were. And then in terms of media controls, you are going to have a volume dial here. It doesn't click, but this thing sounds really nice. And then you're also gonna have 2 dedicated media buttons that can be customized in the software. So when comparing this keyboard to a lot of Razer's other keyboards, this thing's gonna be in a whole different league. It feels like Razer's been paying attention to the keyboard modding community and started applying a lot of their standards onto this Razer BlackWidow 75% keyboard. So overall, this is gonna be a solid keyboard. I know there's a lot of other options out there, and this is more of a first impressions video. I'll be releasing my full review video pretty soon here, and when that gets released, you can click the video up here. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.